I suggest that we continue with the second topic, which is the role of insurers towards their employees. And of course, there is a shortage in the labor market. A lot of industries and sectors are confronted with that problem. And I spoke with my broker months ago, and he said, well, it's very difficult to find new talent and colleagues because, you know, the business I work in is not very sexy. It's not very attractive. So, Dorsan, how can you change this, or how can this sector change this?
Very relevant question. If I had the answer, I think my teams would be a lot more relaxed. But obviously, we see the shortage at the moment. And the fact that insurance is not the most sexy sector to work with is, I think, because it's unknown. It's seen as old and grey and slow, while when you're in it, I can tell you it's not. I think all the people in the room here know insurance and what it's like, and I don't think anyone here thinks it's slow and grey and old. The challenges that we face, though, are tremendous. What you see is that what is not known on the market is the variety of profiles that we need, and that it's really a sector that then can offer development capabilities for a lot of people, really a lot of people. We have very standardized, more routine, diligent type of work. We have tremendous change type of work. We have commercial challenges like no one else, technicalities to the bone of it. So it's really a sector that is offering a lot. We as a sector should make this better known, because most of the people here, I think, are having fun as well, are finding ways to develop themselves, are finding interesting careers. And yet we don't manage to, take those people on board. Obviously, the fact that we have crises and that you have uncertainties probably will make robust player slightly more attractive than future unicorns that have to start tomorrow, and so those type of ventures, I hope they will continue to exist. But the dream of you just raise your hand and money flows and you start a company is probably going to be a little trickier, if not already. And we have a lot to offer, but I don't think it's known sufficiently.
Yeah. Heidi, you have a team of more or less 340 people working for you. So what kind of skills are you looking for if you want to attract new people?
One sentence: passionate people. We look for people, young people. We look for people from other domains. Just passion, and I completely follow Dorsan. When I started university, I did commercial engineering, and then I studied at Vleeschauwer, and I never had one course on insurance. I had a lot of courses from Freddy van der Spiegel and Professor Adam on insurance and whatever, and on banking, and on financial management. Never a word on insurance. My father was an insurance broker.
Yeah. So it is a question of education as well. Mm-hmm.
It's a question of education, and also I really believe, because I went to the banking sector, I'm in the insurance sector, and to stay in the insurance sector, but the social role of an insurer is much more important than the bank. Because when we talk about the Googles, etc., it's easier to replace a bank than to replace an insurance company.
Do you think, Hilde, that the company's value and principles and mission, do you think that is very important as well to attract the right people?
I think it's important.
Yeah, but it's important to you. But is it an extra reason for people to solicit for a new job at PNV, for example?
Yes, I think it's really very important. People need to know why they're doing things. What's the purpose? And PNV is a really value-driven company. And if you want people to engage, to realize your mission and vision, to go for it, to realize your goals, you need people that are aligned with the values of the company. And the values of the company needs to be embedded in the culture of the company, in the way we're doing things. And so you need good and strong leadership to show the way, to give the opportunity for those people to develop according to their own values that they can find within the company again, and knowing why they're doing this. So yes, I think it's really making the difference today. And we feel that as well in interviews. I only do interviews for high level in these companies, but I think in this company, but it's on all levels. People coming to PNV, they often tell us, we do this because you are not a company as another, because of those values, because of the why. So I think it's very important, yes.
And how do young people know about your principles? And so how are you communicating with that younger generation?
Well, we try a lot of things. I don't know if I can say that, but
Yes.
we are building it now. So what Human Resources is doing now, they asked a lot of people within the company, young, old, lady, men, Belgian, not Belgian, a lot of diversity, just to talk, and it will be showed on our websites on recruitment. The website's name is Toffe Job. That only is just fantastic, isn't it? Yeah. So.
And maybe I would recommend Athora to consider Dorsan and Heidi for a campaign, recruitment campaign, because they sell it quite well. Maybe it could be useful.
Yeah. But it is a big topic in the well, in many sectors, but especially the insurance sector, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the first aspect, and that's maybe the role of Athora, is also to teach a bit more to the politic what is exactly the insurance sector, and by the way, the banking sector as well.
Yeah, they know pretty well.
So
they know pretty well what it is. It's just that, you know, as we're taking a large part of their responsibility, it's not easy to, you know, be inclusive and having a go at saying those guys are good.
I don't agree. I mean, read the newspapers today. They don't get it. I can tell you they don't get it.
But I think an important aspect you've mentioned is the why, is the purpose. Huh? Everyone is talking about purpose now for 2-3 years. But that's real. Huh? For me, the insurance sector is ESG avant la lettre. Huh? They are indeed working to allow people to get protection, to mutualize protection. So for me, it's the S and the G from ECG.
It's all about solidarity.
And indeed, for me,
that's insurance.
That's an aspect that should be brought clearly more at university and even maybe at basic school. People need to understand that. And indeed, that's sexy, the insurance sector.
Yeah, I'll be very honest, but when I was contacted by Alan in France then, end of 2019, I have the least insurance background from all of us, I think. I always worked for tech startups and scale-ups that are quite popular with younger people. When they contacted me and presented Alan as an insurance company, my first reaction was, yeah, why would I start at an insurance company? I almost ignored it until I read a bit the story that they had to share, which was quite impressive in France in just a couple of years. And then second, and probably most important, when I heard the vision from the founders, and that made all the difference. So I agree with you that you need to broadcast your vision and your mission as good as you can. But that's on a company level. Then I think there's also probably some effort to do on the sector level itself. But of course, that's not an easy challenge.
So 2 years ago, when you started, you had to attract a brand new team. So how were you able to convince young people to come on board? Young or not so young?
Yeah, it's well. I think what helped me a lot personally is the fact that I had the example in France that I could share and tell them, look, we're going to do the same in Belgium, and we're going to create the same success story in Belgium as was created in France, and we're going to create this European scale-up. Meanwhile, it's a unicorn. So I think showing that there's lots of potential, there's lots of development opportunities, and of course, yeah, all of the things that now are important, like we offer remote work. People can work from anywhere in Europe. If they want to, they can work from home, they can work from the office. We offer a lot of flexibility. They're kind of in control of their own career if you want. There's many aspects to it, but I think it starts with the vision that you want to share.